بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Okay, now there is one more sample question we'll see. Like here the diagram is given to you, and in this diagram you're given that this device, now you need to find out the correct answers or the correct options which suits this diagram. So basically there are three statements which will meet the requirement according to the device. So we need to figure out of these five options which two options are not correct and which three options are correct. So we'll go one by one. So basically we'll start with the option one. So if I'm using the mask of 255, 255, 255, 128, each interface do not require an IP address. Again, this is wrong. Why? Because if you try to see, if I use this subnet mask, then basically this will, and this will become different networks. Okay, so if they're different network means probably we need a device here. Basically we need a device here. Of course, the device you're talking about, this router. So different network means we need to have an IP address here as well as one IP address here. And these two must be in the same subnet and these two must be in the same subnet. So basically the first option is not going to meet the requirement here. And coming to the second option, and the second option, if I use this subnet mask, the same 255, 255, 255, 128. 128 means again, I think the host bits are 7, which means 2 to the power of 7, 128 range. Of course, these are different subnets. You can see this is 10.0, this is 10.1 with /20 /25, right? That is /25. They are in different subnets, so each interface does require an IP address with a unique IP packet, IP subnet. Yeah, it requires an IP address here. So this device requires an IP address here, both the sides. So that's option is correct. So basically this is like the opposite to this one, A and B. Both are opposite answers. So out of these two, any one can be correct. And the next thing is the third option. So this is correct, B. And if I'm using this subnet mask 255, 255, 2550 means it is going to become /24, which means these three will be network, right? So again, they are different networks now. So if I'm using this subnet mask, you must be a layer 2 device for the PCs to communicate with each other. Again, this is wrong because once they become different networks, just connecting an L2 device is not sufficient because you need a L3 device, which is a router. So we need a router, not the switch. L2 means the switch device. So that's not the correct. So we got 2 wrong answers already, which means the remaining 3 will be correct, obviously. So you can simply, go ahead and tick those next 3 options. But if you just want to confirm that, you can also check if you have enough time in the exams. You can also confirm this. Like, I need a L3 device. Yes, this is correct. This is wrong, and this is correct, right? PD. And finally, if I'm using the subnet mask of 255, 255, 254.0, the interface do not require an IP address. So again, if I'm using 255, 255, 254 means 887.0, right? So if I'm using 887.0 means the /23, right? Because the host bits will become how many? 8 plus 1, 9. So if I'm using 9, the range will be 512, which means the range will start from 10.1.0.0 and it will end on 10.2.0.255, right? So of course 10.1. I think 1.255. That is a range, right? Because the next range will start from 2.0 and this will end on 10.1.1.255. So which means these two addresses will become in the same network. So basically you don't need an IP address in between. So that's how you need to figure out. Again, you need to be good with subnetting calculations again to figure out these options.